Hello, Blue Justin here, still Justin and still suffering with my back, but not so blue as I'm not doing a video, certainly not. We've reached a Saturday, and normally Saturdays are good long videos. Well, then again, I seem to have had lots of long videos in this run that I wasn't expecting. But this Saturday I don't think is going to be that long at all. So, well, you'll be able to see, because you'll see what the runtime of this video is before you started watching it. But I don't think this one's going to last particularly long, because I only had one arrival and I've only actually watched one thing apart from picking up the arrival, so not really got a lot to talk about apart from that. However, I did have an HMV arrival, so we shall start with that. This is the 4K 70th anniversary limited edition Steelbook. Steelbook, yeah, there you're not surprised, are you? Come on. And 70th, yeah, go on, calculate it back, so I'll work out the year then. And it's for To Catch a Thief. Alfred Hitchcock classic, with Cary Grant and Grace Kelly, as it says there on the front. Cary Grant is playing a famed jewel thief, retired, once known as the Cat. However, he's suspected of some new gem thefts. Try to saying it really fast. I say it slowly and I get it wrong. In the luxury hotels of the French Riviera, and he sees an idea of clearing himself after meeting the pampered heiress Frances, who's played by Grace Kelly, and romantic sparks fly as the suspense builds in this classic, which nabbed an Oscar for Best Cinematography in 1955. So, yeah, you hadn't worked it out by now, 55 or 70 years ago. Very nice classic poster look on the front. Very Hitchcockian design down at the base of that look as well. I like that. There's a commentary on it by a Hitchcock film historian. There's a filmmaker focus on the movie A Night with the Hitchcocks. Unacceptable under the code. There's a censorship in Hollywood piece that I would find quite interesting myself, because I'm always quite interested in how censorship and the code and in America and such has changed over the years. There's a writing and casting featurette, a making of featurette, and Behind the Gates featurette about the two stars, and an appreciation of Alfred Hitchcock and the movie itself. There's Edith Head of the Paramount years. There's also, surprisingly enough, an original theatrical trailer, and that's it. It is Dolby Vision and Dolby Audio, and I'm looking forward to putting that into my new player, which I have. This is the other thing that I haven't done. I haven't managed to set it up yet because my wife has been so busy, and with my back, I just can't bend down at the moment to safely pull out cables and make sure I get them back in the right place, despite the fact it should be pretty much a one in, one out situation. So that's what have we got for the it's Dolby Audio, but it's not Dolby Atmos. It's a Dolby True HD 5.1 in the English, and oddly enough the 4K is in 1.85 to 1, the Blu-ray is in 1.78 to 1. So that's unusual. I mean, sometimes they might have a slightly different ratio, but they obviously do have definitely a different ratio in this, because they state on the back they're different. I wouldn't have thought that they'd have made a mistake making them different. I can see them making a mistake in writing the same thing down, even if they were different, because they copied from one to the other. But I can't see them making the mistake of saying, actually, they're different for some weird reason that we're not going to tell you about. So, there. Yeah, that was my arrival from HMV a couple of days early, out on Monday, when I'm supposed to be going back to work, but if this pain keeps up, then I'm not. So, right, and that was, like I said, the arrival for today. The only watching I did was an AJ's Movie Place video on are modern movies just not being made? Are they as good as movies of yesteryear when we were going to watch them? Or is it that we're getting older and they're not made for us? Or is it a combination of both? So, and it was a very interesting video, and I recommend you go and check it out, because he makes some very, very valid points and some very good observations, and he makes them in his own unique style. So please go and check that video out. And really, apart from that, it's all been a planning type day rather than a doing anything type day. I haven't even had a chance to watch any NCIS. Essentially, my sleeping is so bad because of the pain. I've been just falling asleep during the day instead of watching anything. And then when it comes to actually being awake when my wife isn't working, because she's working over the weekend, ridiculous state of affairs that she has to do that, etc. I will continue to rant about it on my channel. Then when she comes down and we were supposed to be doing something together, then I'm falling asleep. It's just a very, very bad situation at the moment, and I'm hoping it's going to change very, very soon. So yeah, that's really all that's happened. I haven't put in any orders. I've looked down a couple of things about what I might be ordering soon, but I'll only bring those up once I've actually done the order. Tomorrow, Sunday, the plan is definitely to get the new 4K player, the Panasonic, set up and test it out, hopefully on the next Bond movie, which is Goldfinger, etc. So yeah, looking forward to that. First of what I'd call the, I don't know, classic Bond movies, if you like. Someone has a plan to take huge amounts of power in the worldwide way, and you know, the gadget laden car, it's first time he's got an Aston Martin. It's quite interesting. I did notice I should be talking about this tomorrow, if it's even assuming it happens, but I did notice in From Russia with Love, he was driving around in a classic old Bentley, which I found interesting because in the books, James Bond is synonymous with a classic old Bentley, not Aston Martins. Aston Martins were introduced for the films because Aston Martin wanted to promote their cars. So they said, yeah, you can have some of our cars for cheap or free or whatever it is for the filming, if you make sure that you make them look cool. So that's what they did, and that's why James Bond has been essentially the Aston man ever since, apart from a couple of obviously breakaways, but essentially he's associated with Astons, whether or not all these films have him with Astons anymore. So yes, I consider Goldfinger one of the first biggies, and it is one of my favourites. So that is my hope for tomorrow's watching, and maybe some, if we've got enough time after that, as well as that, to catch up on some NCIS and hopefully some more YouTube videos. I'm not sure who's got new stuff out that I haven't seen yet, but I shall be certainly watching out for it. So until then, like I said, this has been a huge, really short video overall, but considering it's a Saturday, and normally I'd be going on about what I've received for twice as long as this, then well, the rest of the time is your own. As they say in the meetings at work that are set for half an hour and you finish really quickly, I'll give you 20 minutes back to continue with your work at work. So I'll give you 20 minutes back so you can go away and watch your own films. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked the small update for today. And if you did, can you hit like and can you hit subscribe? Can you make any comments down below on anything? Are these classics to your taste? Are you if you were getting them, would you grab them on Steelbook? Is it worth the 4K? What do you really look for in an upgrade, something like this? Do you not get it if they can't be bothered to mix it to Atmos, even though obviously when it was originally made it might not even have had any original surround of any description, etc. So would you rather have it make sure that it had the original soundtrack available? And how much is Dolby Vision important to you? So yeah, if you could answer something like that down in the comments, that'd be interesting. We could start a discussion, or you could even go to the Blue Justin Facebook page and join that, and we can have the discussion there, because it doesn't tend to get used as a discussion page, but I'd really like it to be if other people would be interested in doing that. So until tomorrow, thank you very much for watching, and bye.